Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is once again time to take on the hardest quest in the game, VELDORA Against's Revenge Challenge Quest, 500,000 EP. It's very, very fun. I hope all of you have tried it, and I hope all of you have ripped your hair out at it. I know a lot of people say it's easy, and I'm sure those people did have an easy time with its fabulous, terrific RNG. But then you get to me, and you know, I put out a video. I put out a video showing off that I beat it with the fire team, and you know, it's a pretty efficient team. It is only one specific team though, because of one specific reason, and that's the burn damage. All right, so let's try a team that came out still relatively recently that can still do a lot of damage, but you need a bit more to go right, because you don't have any additional damage coming from secondary options. So for this time, we're going to go into this quest using the Dark team. Now, I did try it for quite a while, and by quite a while, I mean hours, with Dark Valentine instead of Dark Diablo, because I was like, do we need an orb changer? We need the 60% alt boost, he's resetting, it'll be fine. You need the orb changing. You can bring free-to-play Aaron, you can bring Water Soa, you need someone to cover the oranges, because I swear to God, this event does at least 3 things. 1, whatever team you're running, whatever orb you're going for, you ain't gonna get it. I ran the Dark team, didn't get a single green. I switched to the Water team, didn't get a single blue, but I got a crap ton of greens. It knows, it's watching you, and it's fucking you. So, that's number 1. Number 2 is that whenever he's about to ult, like the turn before he ults, and you attack him, one of your units is getting countered. Doesn't matter who. Whoever's attacking, it's going to get countered. And that will cause that unit to die from the... Alright, we're back, because my neighbors are fucking loud as shit. And I don't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about how the stage knows to fuck you over whenever you're ready. So, yeah. We're going to use the Dark team, and we're going to try and clear it. This is pre-recorded gameplay, so let's just go ahead and jump in. This is obviously the team. We got orb changing with Diablo, orb changing with Isis in the green buff, Milim orb changing in the alt buff boof. Rimuru is here for the alt yoink, which is going to be important, and then Shinsha's here for the more points, the resistance down, the dark buff. So here, let's go ahead and put it up. Here we go. Oh, you can't see him anymore. There we go. Okay. So turn 1, we get a Diablo hand. So we're going to change that to Shinsha, get him out of here, start working on getting her ult, because we do need at least 2 ults. We need both the single targets from Shinsha and Milim. Maybe Isis, maybe Rimuru, maybe Diablo. You know, something works, but we do not do enough pure damage with just Milim to kill him. We do like 200k, and he's like 560-something thousand HP, so we need more than what we are given with just 1 DPS. So, turn 2, we have a whole bunch of oranges, and I think I sit here for a while because I'm doing something else, so... Choose the orbs. Alright, there we go. We send all the oranges after sitting there for a good amount of time. That gets us, you know, very close to ults, and then there's a counter, because why not? And look at that. Before the ult, he countered, right? Remember that. Remember that. Every single time he's about to ult, he's going to counter someone. Here's the turn 3 bind. He hits Shinsha and Milim, which is fine, I guess, because those are the 2 units that we want to get ult gauge with. But the hand is decent, right? Because we have Isis, who's free, and we have Diablo in the back. Milim is also here up front. We have only Shinsha and Milim orbs, so we could play this a couple different ways. We could use Isis' orb change on the buff, and then Diablo's orb change. We could use Milim's orb change. We have a lot of options, and while I sit here and contemplate it again, we use Milim, and then the green buff, and then start stacking the crit resistance down with Shinsha. And then we have just enough points to bring in Diablo for Isis. Don't have any orbs for him anyways, so it doesn't really affect our hand. So there's a full change. We can then use VELDORA to reset the orb change from VELDORA, and Shinsha's buff, and then Milim's orb change. And then we're going to send 6. That'll get us both alts with Shinsha and Milim, which is fantastic. Fantastic. So that's a good start right there. So now... Okay, so we're going to take that. The bind is gone now. We got double alts, so we just have to now stay alive long enough to get enough points to where we have at least 190. Because otherwise, this isn't going to work. So, what are we going to do here? We're going to swap both of them out so they don't die. We're going to use Milim's orb change now in the event that we get another orange after we start swapping these characters out. We're going to leave Diablo, which was an excellent call because look at that. We have 2 oranges. We left Diablo though. His orb change has been reset to, normal cost. So that's why we use Milim's orb change when we didn't technically have to at the time, but it did work out for the best. So we're going to activate that. I have no idea what my neighbors are doing. We're going to use Diablo here to reset I think we use it to reset the orb changes. And because we are going to be overflowing on protection gauge a little bit. So... I have no answers. You probably can't hear it, but my neighbors are fucking loud as shit. Alright, so there we go. We use VELDORA, reset the costs for all the things like Isis and Diablo's orb change, the green buff, all of that. So right here, we're not going to use the alt yoink. Obviously, we don't have enough points for it. But we're at 190 now. We're going to take this alt. And look at that. Another counter before his alt. That's 2. That's 2 in the same run. Right? That's what I was saying in the beginning. And there's a counter after it too, because he's an asshole. And then there's an alt. And then if your team is weaker than mine and not a level 100 Rimuru with full maxed out gear, he probably would have died. But he's not. Or, well, he's good. So, here, we have a decent hand. Also, turn 5 is the turn that you cannot do anything, except either send 1 orb on someone with a lot of health, or send an ult. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to send Rimuru's ult, because I cannot afford to take any extra damage with this team. The only person that we could technically really afford to lose is probably Diablo. He's not, that important. Isis I'd like to keep because of, her double duty of buffing the greens and orb changing, which, would be good right here. We could use the orb change right here, and we could have a whole hand of green, but obviously we can't send a whole hand of green, so there's not really any point. So I'm having just trouble deciding, checking everything to see what he's got, and then we're just going to go ahead and send the Rimuru ult. I can't swap anyone, because I don't want anyone else to get hit. Like, I want Rimuru up front, but I don't want Rimuru up front, because I'm afraid he's just going to die from this follow-up. Thankfully you can't counter ults, but there we go. We get a cheeky counter in. He guards it, but now Rimuru has literally like no health left. But we have an entire hand of greens. Plus we have enough for the alt yoink. Plus we have enough to reset the costs. So we're gonna not take this alt on turn 6. And then we're going to make us have an entire green hand fully buffed up. This will get us back up to maximum points so that turn 7 we can actually nuke his sorry ass down. We're going to hold on. I don't think we need to hold on to the VELDORA, so I think we use that because we're going to make all of it back anyways, and we need to save that. We don't. Okay, so no, we're not going to use VELDORA right here. Sorry. It was last night. I was tired. So we're not going to use VELDORA. We're going to get max points, though, which is good. So 1, 2, and then look at that. A counter before his ult. That's 3. That's 3. I swear to God it's a thing. It's not in his kit, but I swear to God it's a thing. He will counter someone every time before an ult. But we yoinked his ult, so we didn't have to take it, and now we're ready to go. We have a double Rimuru ult, we have a Milim ult, we have a Shinsha ult in the back. So, we have triple ults, we have 190 points. That's enough for the dark buff, the ult buff, and the crit buff. So we're going to kill him right here, right now. I don't actually think he survives. Actually, no, we can't, because we're locked in again. Right. We're gonna nuke on turn 8, which is good, actually, because that's max power for the dark buff. We just send the 1 Diablo orb, because I don't want to take any additional damage. I don't want to do anything that's going to sacrifice any other units. I just want to kill. So here, turn 8, we have double VELDORA. Now we have enough points to do everything. We can swap out Diablo or we can leave Diablo, we can bring Rimuru in. We're going to bring Rimuru in because we need the crit buff. So now there's the ult, there's the crit, there's the dark. That's literally all my points right there. And then we're going to send all of this. I don't remember what I send first, though. There's the magic buff, full 70%. Do I send the AoE first? That's fine. I think, yeah, because then I send Shinsha, because she got that resistance lower on her ult, the crit resistance by 5%. And then we send Milim, and then we got some follow-up orbs. So Rimuru, 114. Shinsha, 150. Not, a little bit higher. And then Milim, 226. So finally, we got it cleared with a different team than the fire team. I know these are probably the two most used teams for this event because honestly, nothing else can compete. I have attempted the water team quite a bit. You need some really, really good RNG, and you also need like a alt gauge boost charm for blues, which I have equipped on my Milim right now. Because I just don't get. I need at least an ult with Hinata and Shuna, and I don't get it. One of them is either dead or I just don't get one of them. So, but there's the clear with the dark team. It took a much more RNG than the fire team ever did, but we finally got it done, and that's pretty much going to end my videos on the stage because there's no other team that can do it until we get next month's team. And they're another stacking team, maybe. Who knows? Probably not because Light 3.0 is stacking. But you can't even stun this guy, so you can't even use Light 3.0. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.